Hello everyone, this is Dr. Rajendra Maurya, and today I am here to discuss the plant propagation. Propagation we can define as perpetuation or multiplication of a plant, that is known as plant propagation. Or in simple language, we can say increasing in number of a plant, that is propagation. So, however, in propagation is different types and also the various advantages and disadvantages of propagation. So we can say the broadly we can classify in two categories: sexual propagation, or second one is the asexual propagation. And asexual propagation is also known as vegetative propagation or clonal propagation. So in plant propagation, a new plant life starts. So if when we will prepare the new plant, so in new plant that contain the root system as well as shoot system. And if any sapling or any plant contains the good root system or shoot, and we transplant either in the pots, trays, poly bags, or directly in the ground, and that plant will start their life independently. That is the new plant. So mostly the propagation of these plants we do in the nursery. So we can see the what is the nursery. Nursery is a place where the new plants prepared. So in new plant life starts with the simple seed, or we can say the cuttings and graftings, or plant tissue culture. So here written is the simple seed, and this simple seed is, we can say, seed contains the seed is the mature ovules or ripened ovules. So generally in seed contains the three parts: embryo, endosperm, and seed pod. So these three parts of a seed have the specific functions. Embryo, when we will do the seed sowing, that embryo will germinate and produce the radicals and blooms. Then what is the function of the endosperm? Endosperm is used as an initial nourishment. So I mean the when embryo germinate and produce the radicals or plumule. So at initial stage, endosperm will supply the nutrition or plant nutrients for the seedlings. That is the function of endosperm. Then seed coat. Seed coat is outer covering material. So that is the hard enough. And the main function of this seed coat to protect the seed embryo from external damage. That is the main function of seed coat. So these three parts are very important, or we can say the if in any seed embryo is missing, then we can't say that is the seed, that is only grain. So that we can use only for food purpose. So this one is the seed. And in case of the seed, in horticulture, especially in vegetables, or we can say the flower crops, seeds are two types. Some crops are direct seeded, I mean the seeds we can sow at directly in the field or permanent bed. After germination, we can't disturb the seedlings. Or in other category, first we have to raise the seedlings in nursery, and after attaining the proper height and age, these seedlings will take out from the nursery, or we can say from the drilled bed in the nursery, and we transplant by following the proper row to row and plant to plant spacing in permanent field or permanent beds. So these are the main uses of seeds. Then we can see the cuttings and graftings. So here the information is not complete, but we can see the in vegetative propagation. This is a part of vegetative or asexual propagation. So in this one is the total 5 methods of vegetative propagation. So number one, the cuttings, then the layerings, and number three is specialized vegetative structures. So in these three techniques, only single plant, one genotype is involved. And next two is budding and grafting. So in these techniques, we can say the joining of genetically two dissimilar plants. So minimum two genotypes involved. Maybe more, but minimum two genotypes involved in this. So that is. So first one is the cutting. So in this one is the we collect the plant material from the mother plant. After that, at desirable size, we will make the pieces, and the bottom part of these pieces we will treat with the rooting powder, that is the auxin hormones. And particularly in auxin hormones, IBA, indole butyric acid, is very popular, that is readily available and cheap rooting hormone. So that we will use to treat the base bottom of the cuttings. After that, we have to plant in the pot growing media, that may be in the trays or in pots or maybe in the beds. And in case of the layering, so sometimes some plant species never responds in cutting propagation because that part is already separated from the mother plant. So that's why if some plants not responded in cutting propagation, then we have to go for second provision, and we can try to propagate by layering propagation. So in layering also different techniques like simple layering, compound and serpentine layering, trench layering, and we can see the tip layering, air layering, etc. So in this one is also air layering is very popular. Or in case of the specialized vegetative structure, so all plants have some specialized vegetative structures like suckers, runners, stolons, rhizomes, corms, cormels, tubers, bulbs, etc. So with the help of these type specialized vegetative structures, we can use as a material for multiplication of a plant. And in terms of the budding and grafting, so budding and grafting, two different type techniques. So in this one, joining of genetically two dissimilar plants, that is budding and grafting. So what is the basic difference in budding and grafting? In budding and grafting is two parts. First one is the root stock, another one is the sign. So sign part we join on the root stock. That is the budding or grafting. So in budding, if we are separating out or we are taking the only single healthy bud from the mother plant, and that are inserting on the root stalk to join. That is known as budding. Or in case of the grafting, we collect the sign wood, that is the twigs that contain the several buds. So if that twig we join on the root stalk, that is known as grafting. So in this one, the sign wood, or we can say the twig, that contains the several buds, and this is the grafting. So in budding also different techniques like sealed or the budding, H budding, patch budding, ring budding, chip budding, or where eye budding, various other methods also. So basic principles of buddings are almost same in all, but we can say the making of cuts on the root stock is different. Or in case of the grafting is also various techniques like approach grafting, veneer grafting or side grafting, wedge or cleft grafting, saddle grafting, etc. Then next one, the tissue culture, plant tissue culture. So what is tissue culture or plant tissue culture? That is also known as the micropropagation, or also known as the so in between the under sterile conditions, or we can say the in glass vessels like test tubes, or we can say the bottles, beakers, conical flask, etc. under aseptic conditions, or we can say the tissue, the cells and tissues, etc. Micropropagation. Micro means very small. So in this one, Haberland 1902 gave the totipotency theory, because Haberland is also known as the father of plant tissue culture. So he gave the totipotency theory, and totipotency theory means a single cell have an ability to develop a whole plant. So I mean in plant tissue culture, it is possible we can take the single cell and we can multiply, or we can produce as a whole plant. So here just you can take an example like banyan trees. So in banyan trees is very big, huge tree. So we can take this single cell from any part of a plant, and from that we can multiply. Ram Ram. Yeah. Huh? वीडियो चल रही है दादा। Seed, already I told you, seed is mature ovule. That contains the three parts: embryo, endosperm, and seed coat. So this is a basic unit of crop production. So this seed we use for production of crops, or we can say the for crop cultivation. So seed is defined as a dormant plant which develops into a complete plant when subjected to environmental conditions. So, the seed is very small, and from that seed, we can sow, that will germinate, after that will grow, and it will develop in a complete plant, whole plant. So when subjected to environmental conditions, and because seed is germinate under favorable environmental conditions, environmental conditions that require for seed germination. So those things are environmental conditions: soil, water, temperature, aeration, relative humidity, all these things. So in this one, we can say the temperature is most important thing. And in general, all plants require the temperature in between 20 degrees Celsius and 30 degrees Celsius. Or if we want to discuss, then the exactly 25 degrees Celsius is very much ideal temperature for majority of crops for germination. And relative humidity is also plays very important role, and moisture, yes, moisture plays important role. And in terms of the aeration, oxygen and carbon dioxide is important for photosynthesis purpose and oxygen for respiration. And in terms of the soil, so it's better we can use the term growing media instead of the soil, because in soil, that is the natural growing media. So soils also three types: clay soil, loamy soil, and sandy soils. And so these are the natural growing media. Other than these, we can use the vermiculite, perlite, sphagnum moss, cocoa peat, coconut fibers, rope wool, and styrofoam, and various other kinds of growing media that is available in market. So cuttings and grafting, cuttings, it refers to cut section of plant like a stem or a branch and propagating it. So we can take the piece of a plant and that we can use for propagating purpose. So in these cuttings, also different types like stem cuttings, leaf cuttings, leaf bud cuttings, and root cuttings. So in this one also we can say the stem, so we can collect the branches or stems of past season growth from the mother plants. And in those mother plants, past season means at least 1 year old branch we have to collect from the uh, genetically true, good quality, high yielder mother plants. So at least 1 year old branches. And after that, we can make the pieces. So we can say the from single branch, we can make the different pieces of cuttings. So in all cuttings must contain the buds. That is very important. So we can say the um, average number of buds must be 4 to 6 on every cuttings. And already I told you these cuttings basal part we should treat with the rooting powders, that is the IBA, indole butyric acid. So in this one also the stem cuttings are four types, like herbaceous cuttings, then softwood cuttings, semi-hardwood cuttings, and hardwood cuttings. So in market also the rooting powder available in the name of Rootex powder, and also this is available in the we can see the three colors, or also the uh, rooting powder is known as based on the number one, number two, and number three. So we can see the number one for the herbaceous or softwood cuttings, and number two for semi-hardwood cuttings, and number three that is the in gray color. We can see the similar like the cement color, and that is for hardwood cuttings. So various plants we can multiply by the stem cuttings. So in that, good examples like bougainvillea, roses, and we can say the jasminum, hibiscus, or we can say the nerium, taberni montana, etc. Various plants we can. And also in case of the grafting or budding, I told you the sign part we join on the root stalks, and in this case the it must be the proper cambial contacts. So if we leave the space in between the uh, cambial contacts in tissues, then it will fail or very low chances of success. So we can say the particularly in case of the grafting, when we will make the cuts on the rootstock as well as the on sign. So both cuts should be sharp and firm enough. So when we will bring together, so it will be come in the proper contact. So proper cambial contacts, it can give the success. Tissue culture. So it refers to collection of tissues or sterile conditions, organs or plants on an nutrient base. So in this one is various kinds of mediums, ready-made medium we can use like MS medium. MS medium is Murasi and Isku 1962 medium. So two scientists, Murasi and Isku, they uh, suggested the medium for plant tissue culture in 1962, and that is very popular and most commonly used, except that the WP mediums, that is the woody plants medium, and various other types of mediums are available. So in this one also we can see the two types studies we can do in plant tissue culture. So that is the direct shoot regeneration, or we can say the indirect. So in direct shoot regeneration, we will take the X plants. X plant is excised plant part which is used to initiate the culture. So that is the tissue culture. So X plants we collect from the mother plant. So in direct shoot regeneration or direct shoot multiplication, we will use the X plants like shoot tip, axillary buds, and nodal segments. So shoot tip, axillary buds, and nodal segments, they are the growing points. So these things we can use for direct shoot multiplication purpose. And in case of the indirect, so we can take the uh, plant part from any part. I mean the internodal segments. We can take from the root tips, we can take the from petals, we can take from the leaf segments, or we can say the any. Because already I told you in totipotency theory, a single cell have an ability to develop a whole plant. That is totipotency. So in this one is the tissue culture, also known as the micropropagation, that already we discussed in this. Germination. So germination is the process where embryonic plant is obtained in the seed leads to emergence of a new plant. So here we can say when we will do the seed sowing. So after getting the favorable environmental conditions, these seeds will germinate and produce a seedling that contains the root system as well as shoot system. So at the initial stage, when we will do the seed germination, it will produce the radicals, that is the root system, and plumule, that is the shoot portion. So in this one is the first regenerate the hypocotyle, and after that epicotyle. So in this one, in between the adjacent, uh, the main axis from the seed germination, that in contact of the uh, plumule or radicals, and up to the portion of the seed leaves or cotyledons, that is the hypocotyle, and the just about these cotyledon leaves or seed leaves, it produce the true leaves, that portion known as the epicotyles. So in it will emergence as a new plant. So seed germination is also two types, epigeneal or hypogeal. Epigeal or hypogeal, two types germinations occurs. Then the embryo form is wrapped in a seed coat. So when the seeds are not subjected to environment, they remain dormant. So it is not necessary all seeds germinate. So sometimes seeds are good quality, and when we will do the sowing in the growing media, so that seed does not germinate in the well prepared growing media, because that seed is not in proper stage for germination. So we can say that seed is under dormant conditions. So dormant seed never germinate. So that may be due to hard seed coat, or maybe rudiment embryos, or maybe not favorable temperatures, or maybe not available of proper moistures, etc. So first we have to break the seed dormancy for getting the better germination percentage and good quality seedlings. So after that, the factors affecting germination. So what are the important factors that affect the germination of seeds? So for that, water, that is the, we can say, moisture. So sometimes we do the seed sowing, and due to lack of moisture or deficient of moisture, seed is unable to germinate. So so maintaining the proper moisture is very important for germination of the seeds. Then oxygen. So here better we can say the aeration. Oxygen as well as carbon dioxide both are responsible for that. So respiration is very important. Then temperature, already I told you temperature. Ideal temperature range is 20 to 30 degrees Celsius, and that is very, very important for germination purpose. If not favorable temperature, then seed will be in dormant condition. So already, maybe you heard about the stratification. So in stratification, some seeds require the chilling requirements. So we can say the those plants require low temperature treatment. So we can see the 7 or less than 7 degrees Celsius temperature. Uh, that is important, that we can see the stratification. And next one, the light. So light is also plays very important role, because some seeds can germinate under dark and some maybe germinate in the red light, or we can see the blue light, etc. So light is also important for better germination percentage. Except that is the growing media. So I mean, the if we are using the natural growing media like soil, so in soil is clay soil. So if we are sowing the seeds in the clay soil, that will form the hard earth crust. So that is create the problem in seed germination. So clay soil is not ideal for seed germination. So we can say the sandy soils are good for seed germination. And if we are using the artificial growing media like vermiculite, perlite, cocopeat, rock wools, and we can see the styrofoam and various other kinds. So these are excellent growing media for better germination percentage, etc. So now diagram of seed germination. So in this one, just before a couple of slides, I mentioned that the germination of seed is two types, apigeal or hypogeal germination. So this diagram or this picture The is the example of epigenous or epigeal germination. Example is cherry. So in this you can see the when we will sow the seeds, seed will germinate. So first will produce the radicals, and after that the plumules. So we can see the hypocotyl, and then the cotyledons. We can see the endosperm part that will come above. So that is the plumule, and after that in the last image you can see under the soil surface you can see the root systems, and above that the cotyledons. We can see the cotyledon leaves or seed leaves. So from the soil base to cotyledon leaves, this part is known as hypocotyl, and just above the cotyledon leaves, that portion is the epicotyl. So in epicotyl portion bears the true leaves as well as the other parts like flowers, etc. So steps in seed germination. So step first is absorption of water. So when we will do the seed sowing, it will absorb the moisture. Then step two, secretion of enzymes and hormones. So after absorption of water, seeds will secrete the enzymes and hormones that will be helpful in germination. So step three, hydrolysis of stored food into soluble form, and after that the step 4, translocation of soluble foods and hormones to the growing points. So in propagation, this refers to process of creating new plants from seeds, grafting, buddings, cuttings, and tissue culture methods. So types of plant propagation. This one also we discussed various times, the sexual propagation or asexual propagation. So in sexual propagation, the we can see the uh, genetic material exchange. So due to exchange of genetic material, because in this one the 50% characters come from mother and 50% characters come from father's sides. So due to the exchange of genetic material, it will cause the genetic variability among seedlings. So in this method, never we can produce the true to type plants. Okay, so genetic variability is common problem in this. Other than this, if we are producing the plants from the seeds that has long juvenile period. So especially in this one, we can say the you can take example of lychee. If we are propagating from the seeds, so it will take around 7 to 12 years in bearing to come in bearing stage. So that's why we go for the asexual or vegetative propagation method. So that's why in lychee we do the air layering, and in lychee air layering is a commercial propagation method. So second one, the asexual propagation or vegetative propagation. So in this one, the somatic cell division occurs. So what happens in this? The we can take the plants part from any part, so from that we multiply. So in this one the somatic cell division involved, so that's why we can get the true to type plants. So that will be the exactly similar to mother plants. So that's why we say this is the clonal propagation. So in this one, we can propagate by the cuttings, by layerings, specialized vegetative structures, and also we can propagate by the grafting and buddings. And one more method, that is the micro propagation, that is also known as the plant tissue culture. So now in these days, plant tissue culture or micropropagation is getting popularity to multiply the plants by vegetative means. So definitions of plant propagation. So in definition of plant propagation, we will define propagation as production of new individuals from a selected plant having all the characters of the original one. So this definition is only applicable for asexual propagations, or we can say vegetative propagation, because only in vegetative propagation or asexual propagation is possible to select the plant having all characters of the original ones. In vegetative or asexual propagation, produced plants are exact replica of mother plants, and they will bear the same size, same quality of flowers and fruits. So that's why vegetative propagation is very important and very popular. So sexual propagation of plant. So in this method, plant propagation is done through seeds. So it is also known as seed propagation. So in sexual propagation, we can propagate the plants by seeds, and also the other um, uh, part we can use in sexual propagation, that is the spores. So if you are familiar about the funds, then you can understand in funds we can use the spores, storage, etc. for propagation. So that is also sexual propagation. So seeds are produced as a result by sexual reproduction in fruits of the plants. Seeds are produced as a result by sexual reproduction in fruits of the plant. So in this one, a good example is papaya. Papaya plant only we can propagate by the seeds, or except that only plant tissue culture. So a plant grown from seed may have different characteristics than its parent tree. So some plants may not have seeds. So in this, good example is banana, because in banana is a triploid. So banana does not produce the viable seeds. So it's very difficult to propagate by seeds. Asexual propagation in plants. So these methods are horticultural done and not by plants. So we can say the asexual propagation we only can do by the horticulturist. Okay. So examples: cloning, grafting, tissue culture, propagation by vegetative plant parts like roots, stems, leaf or leaf buds, etc. So in this one we can say the also the layering. So in layering, the air layering is getting very much popularity, or in the air layering is also known as the marcotage or Chinese layerage or booty. So by any vegetative means, if we are producing by asexual propagation methods, that will bear the exactly similar to mother plants. So plants are derived from the single parent, thus there is no genetic changes. So already I told you in case of the sexual propagation, if genetic variability occurs, that was due to genetic exchange of plant materials. So that's why genetic variability occurs. So especially in case of the fruit plants, we should avoid the seed propagation. That is only useful in case of the vegetables as well as the some agronomical crops. Okay. So plant propagated through asexual propagation has same characters as the mother plants. So Now you have the clear concepts. If we are propagating the plants from asexual means, then we will get the exact characteristics like mother plants. So for collecting the plant materials, we should select the good quality mother plant. So in terms of the good quality mother plants, the things are important things are that plant should be heavy yielder, high yielder. Second one, quality of fruits should be good. Quality means the size of the fruit, color of the fruit, juiciness, less number of seeds, etc. Also, that plant should be regular bearer and free from diseases, insect pests, etc. And that plant, if have the resistance capacity against the insect pest or diseases, and also must be tolerant to salt tolerant and drought tolerant, etc. If with that plant have the correct all these characteristics, then we should multiply by either grafting, budding, cuttings, any methods. So we can get the true type plants. Then importance of plant propagation. So plant propagation is important because it multiplies the different species in large numbers. So for example, if we are collecting the 10 branches, 10 stems from a mother plant, and from each branch or each stem we are preparing the three cuttings, then we can say the 10 into 3 we can get the 30. So we can say the a normal plant, small size plants, and from single plant we can produce the 30 plants at a time. And most important and interesting thing, the all 30 plants will be clone of that particular plants, because in all these 30 plants will bear the same color flowers or same type fruits, same quality, all these things. So it is a wonderful technique for multiplication of a plant in large numbers. Then it protects the plant species which are endangered. So we can see the some endangered plant species that are listed in the Red Book. We can multiply and we can protect those species. So this one is also very important to save or to protect these endangered plant species from damage. And then next one is the it improves the characteristics and quality of plants. So in this one, sometimes what we notice, what happens, for example, you are propagating the plants by vegetative means, and in that propagated plants, when we transplant in the field, so in field due to environmental factors, sometimes spontaneous mutation occurs in a particular, that may be chimera, etc. So that individual part or branch we can take a piece of that branch and we can multiply. So maybe that particular part have unique characteristics. So the unique characteristics of that we can multiply in large numbers, and after that we can get the good quality fruits from that particular part. So it is the wonderful technique to improve the characteristics and quality of the plants by vegetative propagation means. Then next one is the it produces quality and healthy plants on commercial base. So no doubt in vegetative propagation or asexual propagation methods, we can produce the quality one plants and also the healthy plants that are free from diseases or insect pests. So very important thing for this, we have to use the sharp knife, clean knife, and that should be sterilized before the use. So if we sterilize these knives, skatiers, etc., with the alcohol, spirit, etc., so that when we sterilize these tools, so when we will make the cuts, that will be free from microorganisms and no chances of any infections. So these are the very important to get the healthy plants or in terms of the quality. If we are making the sharp and clean cut, then success rate will be more. If you are selecting the right plant at right season or right time, then we can produce the quality plants in large numbers. Propagation media. So propagation medium is a substance in which plant parts are placed for propagation. So propagation medium provides initial support and favorable conditions for plant propagation. So growing media or plant propagation medium is very important, and that is required to provide the initial support, or we can say the for encourage, and also provide the favorable conditions for plant propagation. So here I would like to give this some examples of plant propagation mediums are we can see the in soil, sand, clay, silt. So loamy soils is good and we can see the excellent that one is the sandy soil, river sand, leaf mold, vermiculite, perlite, cocoa peat, sawdust and cocoa fibers, and we can say the wooden pieces, rock wool, and we can say the expand clays and styrofoam, etc. Many others. And farmyard manure directly we can't use, but if we are using the natural growing media like sand soil, so we can add along with that. So that will increase the water holding capacity, also supply the plant nutrients, and also uh, good to improve the porosity in that. Then advantages of sexual propagation. So in advantages of sexual propagation, this is very simple and easy method of propagation. So no doubt seed propagation is very easy and convenient method of propagation. Some species of trees, ornamental animals and vegetables, it cannot be we can say the some crops like papaya in fruits, marigold in flowers, and we can say the cucumber, tomato, chili, brinjal, okra, and other cucurbits. Only option have we can propagate only by seeds. Hybrid seeds can be developed by these methods. So we can say the hybrids is only a method to develop. So new varieties of crops are developed only by sexual methods of propagation. So new varieties by hybridization techniques. So for that we have to go only by sexual propagation method techniques. Root stock for budding and grafting can be raised by these methods. So we can see the seeded or seedling root stocks are excellent for budding and grafting because uh, seedling plants or seeded plants have very good root systems as well as the long juvenile period. So seeded root stocks are excellent than vegetative propagated mean. So the plants propagated by this method are long lived and can resistant to water stress, etc. Transmission of viruses can be prevented by sexual methods. So we can say the sexual methods of propagation that eliminate the problem of viral diseases. So in those crops, they have the viral diseases. Excellent propagating material is seeds. Seeds can be transported and stored for longer time for propagation. So we can say that is the very easy handling. Disadvantages of sexual propagation. So we can say characteristics of seedling propagated by this method are not genetically true to type so that of their mother plants. So we can say sexual propagated plants are not genetically true, so never produce the exactly similar fruits and flowers like mother plants. So plants propagated by sexual methods requires long period for fruiting because sexually propagated plants have long juvenile period. Plants grow very high, so they are difficult for intercultural practices like spraying or harvesting.